Welcome back to another episode of Solo No More. I'm Catryce, and it's time to stop waiting. It's time to stop waiting to actually start living your dream life. And the reason I say this is because so often we are waiting for X, Y, and Z to happen for us to actually start doing the fucking thing that we want to do that would make our life better. And we just got to stop because ultimately it comes down to perfection. And perfection is another form of procrastination. It's so easy to wait for this perfect moment, for all the ducks to be lined up in a row, for the stars to align, and whatever, to be like, okay, yes, now it's time to actually start doing something. It's time to actually start doing this thing that I want to be doing that's going to make my life better. And I see this happen all the time, not just with my friends who are entrepreneurs, but with my friends and family who aren't entrepreneurs. Like, we are all waiting for this perfect moment instead of just taking advantage of the moment that we are currently living in. Because there's never going to be a perfect moment. There's always going to be something that comes up when you hit that milestone that you're like, let me continue putting it off until X, Y, and Z. Now, like, not even X, Y, and Z, because I already gave that. But like maybe K and M come along. Like, there's so much that there's so many different reasons that we can put something off. And if we just actually start doing the fucking thing, stop waiting for this perfect moment, we are going to be so much happier. You are going to be so much happier. That's something that I've realized in my life is like not waiting, like saying, you know what? I'm going to do this and I'm going to start now, even if it's not perfect. And eventually it will become perfect. I've seen this happen a lot as Reese and I work on establishing morning routines. Reese is not a morning person. I am. The moment my alarm goes off in the morning, I'm awake. It's very, very rare that my alarm goes off and then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go back to sleep and like I'm actually able to fall asleep because my body is like, yeah, let's get going. Reese, not so much. Reese, he'll hit the snooze button as many times as he possibly can. Not even that. As many times as I allow it, because eventually I'm like, okay, I'm tired of hearing your alarm. Just get the fuck up. But the thing is, like, with these morning routines, as we are working on them, I've said, I've let him know I want to establish morning routines. I would like to also establish evening routines. It's a very interesting balance as we try to figure out, what works best for both of us. Because he works a 9 to 5, I want there to be grounding moments, like a grounding moment in the morning for us to kind of just like be together and, have some rituals. And then also in the evening, to come back together after a day of work and that stuff. The thing is that we've been working on this for years and still don't have like a set routine. It evolves. But if we just kept waiting until the perfect moment, like Reese talks about, like he wants to be able to get up when the first alarm goes off. Like, he's been saying that for years. And if we were waiting for him to establish that habit of being able to wake up when his alarm, like his first alarm goes off, and then starting to work on our morning routines, we would not, like, we started having these conversations probably when we were living in our first apartment together. And that was back in 2022. It's now 2025. If we were waiting for Reese to like get with the program and wake up and get up at the first alarm to then start working on our morning routine and establishing a morning routine, we would not have any sense of a morning routine now. And is it the perfect morning routine? No. It's not exactly where I would want it to be, but we are working towards it. And it does feel nice to have some rituals that happen in the morning. Like, we wake up, well, I wake up at 7:30 roughly. I get up, I grab my phone because I plug my phone in outside of our bedroom. I get Reese's ADHD pill as well as his antidepressant. I take those back to our room. He takes his pills. He sleeps in till 8. I am just like scrolling. That's my time to just scroll for fun and just be on the internet. I do that. And then like we'll cuddle a little bit. Like Reese will like snuggle into me as I'm doing that. Then around like 8, his alarm goes off. As of recent, we have been pushing getting out of bed until 8:15 ish. Then we get up, we feed the dogs, and from there, it just kind of depends on the morning. On Mondays, I'm getting in the shower. I have my everything shower. The rest of the week, it just kind of depends. Sometimes we move to the couch. Sometimes we sit in bed and we just kind of chat with each other. And then roughly around like 9:30, Reese takes the dogs out and then gets dressed for work. So again, not perfect. There's so much like in between time, and we're both not really like, what is it? We're not breakfast people. Sometimes like I wake up in the morning and I want food. Sometimes I don't. He's also the same way. So we're still working the kinks out of like, what does the ideal morning look like to us? But again, if we had waited until Reese was a, only one alarm person, we wouldn't have any sense of routine as of right now. And what kind of inspired me to record this episode is I was recently talking with a friend about her business, and she was talking about wanting to hire help and feeling really scattered, and just kind of like the season of life that she's in. Like she is a new mom. Well, I want to say that her kid is almost a year old, but like still a new mom, still kind of getting in. She did a maternity leave, so she's still getting back into the flow. This is her first like busy season. She's a photographer. I'll be like honest about that. She's a photographer, so this is her first like busy season since like becoming a mom, being in the wedding season. I'm recording this during the summer if you can't tell. But we were having this conversation about, just life and business, and she was talking about how scattered she was, and I was like, well, why don't you hire help? And she has started to hire help, but then she was kind of, as she was talking about the support that she needs, and me working with a lot of photographers, being a strategist and that stuff, we were kind of just like doing a little bit of a back and forth, and I recommended that she probably needs higher level support. We're talking OBM, fractional CEO. And she was like, well, I want to wait until things are more in order, I have more control over what's going on in my business before I bring it on that help. And that kind of not clicked in my brain, but when I heard that, I kind of was like, well, that doesn't make sense. I didn't say this to her because I was like, you know what? You're on your own path, your own journey. I'm not going to try to push. But I was like, that doesn't make sense to wait to get support until you have like more control. Because if you're feeling scattered and you're feeling all over the place and like you're forgetting things, and you are hiring help, and you like that help is going to be great, but that may not actually give you the stability that you're looking for, you're going to continue to put it off. And it's like that waiting for that perfect moment. Like, oh, like I don't want anyone to see the back end of my business. I don't want anyone, like if you are someone who is going to hire like cleaners to come clean your house, and you're like, wait, but I don't want anyone to come over to my house until it's clean. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, if you need help, go get the help. And as you're getting that help, it should help, things to feel more stable and more in control. And ultimately, getting help is going to definitely help you live your best life. I see this in my business all the time. I see this with my clients all the time. But it just kind of comes back to this idea of like, if you stop waiting for the perfect moment, you will start living your best life, because you'll start actually getting things done. You'll start finally checking things off of that ever growing to-do list of things that like isn't just the menial things like unload the dishwasher, do laundry, wash the car, do your business finances, those things, but like actually those big things in life that you want to get done. You want to establish morning routines, you want to establish weekly routines, you want to you want to have support with like whatever in your business or in your life. Like, if you just start like actually taking the steps and you stop waiting for this perfect moment, things are going to be so much better. But that's all I have for you today. I will chat with you next time.